Well, what a segment I have for you. We're going to start with a video that The Daily Show put together that just hilariously mocks Donald Trump's latest favorite talking point, which you'll see in just a second, but connects it to the fact that Donald Trump is not, as he would say, cognitively there, despite him acing, as he insists multiple times, a dementia test. That is not convincing us, Donald. And that video, hilarious. Then we'll get to Biden mocking Trump for Trump celebrating something over the weekend, just rather embarrassing. And then we'll get to an interview Trump did with Sebastian Gorka and some wild moments there. So a lot to go through all in this one segment. Again, starting with this Daily Show video. Really quickly going to pause your viewing of this segment to ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's so helpful to grow the show. Just make sure that subscribe button is clicked and click the like button as well. Back to the video. Trump has been saying a lot recently that people are coming across the southern border and they speak languages that no one even knows how to speak, is, you know, something that the effect of that is what he says. And separate from the gross nature of that talking point for the reasons that are sort of obvious, this video says that Trump has been working on learning to speak these languages that no one speaks. And here is that.
We have languages coming into our country. We have nobody that even speaks those languages. They're truly foreign languages. Nobody speaks them.
Until now, Donald Trump has begun learning the new languages that are being brought into America.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your... And then they announced there was no buys, no.
As a way to familiarize himself with these new languages, Trump is working some of the new words into his everyday vocabulary, including
ding, boom. This is me. I hear. Bing. Hurrah, MAGA. MAGA, MAGA. We're gonna get MAGA. Quick. You know what I'm gonna take? Electrocution.
Linguists say it's only a matter of time before Trump becomes fluent so that he can dehumanize these new populations in a language they understand.
Zion, Zionaning, Dodong, Dadang.
And it ends on him saying that gibberish, but The Daily Show translates it to go back to where you came from, something Trump is fond of saying or insinuating. Yeah. Now, what I love about this is it points to the absurdity of the talking point itself, but also to the fact that Trump is struggling cognitively. We've been talking about this extensively. And what's upsetting, and this could send me into a whole rant, I'll try my best to prevent it because we have so many other things to look at, but the media emphasizes, they're getting better, but has been emphasizing his gaffes, glitches, and mishaps far less than that of Joe Biden. And actually, for example, Dr. John Gardner has been out saying, as a psychologist, he sees brain deterioration on the part of Trump that could hinder and will hinder his ability to govern. And it seems more to be dementia. I can't speak to that, but this is what the doctor, John Gardner, is saying. And Biden, in contrast, actually just exhibiting normal signs of aging that don't impact one's critical thinking or governing ability, which is what I've been saying for a long time. Now the doctors are catching up. No, it's good to hear them putting a little bit of intellect behind that observation. And so I really hope that as this conversation continues, more and more people are forced to consider that yes, Trump is super dangerous and he threatens our democracy and threatens reproductive rights. He's detached from reality on so many things. He spreads dangerous conspiracy theories. He dehumanizes people in ways that are extremely dangerous, etc., etc., etc. And he is mentally deteriorating at a rapid pace. So then you have dangerous and deteriorated, right? Not just dangerous. Next thing, the Daily Beast reports, Biden sarcastically congratulates Trump over his latest stunning golf brags. The former president excitedly announced on his True Social platform that he'd won both the club championship trophy and senior club championship trophy at the Trump International Golf Club. Donald, the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. And Trump's True Social message was this: "It is my great honor to be at Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach tonight. Awards night to receive the club championship trophy, the senior club championship trophy. I won both. A large and golfing talented membership." A large and golfing talented membership. A great and difficult course made the play very exciting. The qualifying and match play was amazing. A large and distinguished group will be there tonight. Very exciting. Thank you. And Joe Biden responded on X saying, "Congratulations, Donald. Quite the accomplishment." Now, getting an award at your own club and getting two of the major awards, it's strange. It just is, okay? It's sad. Something weird about it. And I'll leave it at that. Now for the Sebastian Gorka interview. Here's the first moment.
All right, let's begin with the thing that was most of concern to you the last time we met at Mar-a-Lago. I have to ask on behalf of the millions of people who are listening right now, how concerned are you, Mr. President? You are trouncing the current incumbent.
Hard-hitting journalism at its finest right here, ladies and gentlemen.
You became the nominee with such ease. Are you certain, are you confident that this election at least will be secure and fair?
Before getting to Trump's answer, he's saying that Trump's trouncing Joe Biden. It's just not true. Recent polls have shown Joe Biden leading. A narrow margin for sure, but Biden leading. So right now, polling-wise, no one's trouncing anyone.
They've cheated for many years, decades, I hear. I was witness to it the last time, and that was, in my opinion, absolute. It was a disgrace. We won that election. It was a rigged election. And look at what's happened between the borders of Afghanistan and Ukraine being attacked by Russia. This would have never happened. And with Israel, the attack on Israel, October 7th, all of this is all of things that would never have happened. Inflation would have never happened because I had energy low, and when he came in, it doubled and tripled, and it threw the whole system off.
All right, so before moving on to the next clip, we've addressed in the past many times the talking point that nothing bad would have happened if Trump stayed in the White House. In terms of foreign policy specifically, provides no evidence or substance to that argument. But then he brings up energy and says, wasn't it so remarkable when energy prices, I guess he's referring to, were so low? Do you know why, for example, gas prices were so dang low when Trump left office? Maybe it's because we were all locked in our homes and weren't using any gasoline. Yes, and it destroyed the oil and gas industry. And so that had to be rebuilt. And then now, the idea that Trump was great for energy and Joe Biden was horrible just flies in the face of the fact that right now in the United States, we're producing more energy than we ever have in history, specifically more oil than we ever have in history, and we're more energy independent than we've ever been in history. And so it's just based on a complete and total delusion. But he started that by saying that they've been cheating for decades. I guess the Democrats, even when Republicans were winning, or whoever, the deep state. And I'll remind you that he claimed the 2016 election was filled with fraud. Now, of course, he wouldn't say that's what got him elected, but instead, he said the reason he lost the popular vote to Hillary Clinton was because of undocumented immigrants voting, which, of course, he commissioned an investigation of and couldn't find any evidence. But he's such a sore loser that he's even a sore winner, if you can even get your head around that one. He even cried fraud when he won because he lost the popular vote and wanted a justification to say he won the popular vote. So we shouldn't be surprised that he has these horrible conspiratorial anti-democratic views when he's been showing that to us for some time. Next clip.
It wasn't me. We had empty cupboards. We didn't have anything. We didn't have gowns. We didn't have masks. We didn't have anything. We didn't have ventilators. We became the king of ventilators. We made them literally. We ended up making them for the whole world. But we did a great job in that. But it was a big interruption, obviously. The one interesting thing, I told you this once before. When I came to Washington, I was a New York person, New York developer. I knew New York very well, but I was only in Washington 17 times, didn't know a lot of people, etc. And I came in, and I got to know the people. I know them now. I think I know. I know the good ones and the dumb ones and the smart ones and the bad ones, and I know the people. I know that whole world now very well. And
yeah, so why he's rambling like that, I don't know. Why he's rambling specifically about that issue of, I know all the people now. I know the dumb ones. I know the smart ones. He's doing that because he does feel insecure about the fact that former Trump administration official after former Trump administration official is saying, please, America, do not let this insane person near the White House ever again. And so the fact that so many people who saw him make the most consequential decisions, they were right there, former secretaries of defense, for example, right there in the room for these crucial decisions, are screaming from the rooftops, do not let him back into power. He threatens democracy. Or some of his former Trump administration officials going on interview tours and speaking tours like Alyssa Fair Griffin, Sarah Matthews, and Cassidy Hutchinson, saying he could end democracy. He does feel insecure about that. So he has to say, oh, this time though, I'm going to pick the right people. All these people you hear saying, oh my goodness, he's horrible, and I say they're all horrible, that won't happen this time, I promise. I'll actually hire the right people this time. But by the way, I was talking with a friend of the show, Josiah from Pondering Politics, offline yesterday, and we were just reflecting on what on earth is going through the heads of MAGA people when they see all these people over here who worked with Trump, who some of them torched their political careers to speak out against him. Just this huge crowd. And then Trump over here saying all of them are lying. No incentive to, really. Most of them, again, it hurt their life in Republican politics, and they served alongside him loyally before then. But all of them are lying. Trump's the one telling the truth. How does that make any sense to you? It doesn't. Next clip.
November 5th is the most important day, in my opinion, in the history of our country. If we don't win this election, if we don't win it, we are going to, I think, possibly cease to be a country. I think it's going to be just some really horrible things. I used to go around saying,
so extremely dangerous, a little bit more.
Venezuela on steroids, but we've cleaned up Venezuela because we've taken so many of their criminals. You know, they're in our system now.
We took all of Venezuela's criminals, he's saying, which is why crime is plummeting at a historic rate. I don't understand. Violent crime is lower right now than it was any time under the Trump administration. I'm confused. But he's saying we'd cease to be a country. That's the dangerous rhetoric that riles up MAGA. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Talk to you in the next video.